Hey guys, what's up? This is Christopher from BreezySkins.com, and today I'm going to be walking you through the steps of putting your custom graphics onto your Concept 2 rover. For our installation today, we're going to need an applicator card, we're going to need a pair of scissors, some alcohol prep pads, and a little bit of painter's tape. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prep the surface, get as much dirt as possible off of this area where the vinyl is going to go down. A nice clean surface is going to make it possible for my vinyl to stick as well as possible. Make sure to get all cracks. And if the provided pads aren't enough, feel free to use some regular isopropyl alcohol with a paper towel. All right, next up, we're gonna go ahead and get our vinyl into place. So I'm gonna tape it down with a little bit of painter's tape. I got one longer piece, two shorter pieces here. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna use my shorter pieces. First, I'm gonna make sure that this is nice and straight. Once I've got this nice and straight, take my first piece here, secure that down in this end. Take my second shorter piece, keeping it nice and flat. Push down, secure that, make sure it's straight. I'm gonna take my longer piece, I'm gonna create right down the middle, create a hinge right here. So it's very important to make sure I'm keeping this nice and straight. This is gonna be where my graphic ends up going once we get it all stuck down. So we've got it all taped into place. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove one of my short ends of tape down here to free up a little bit of vinyl without picking it up off of where it's gonna lay. I'm gonna go ahead and peel back, keeping it as flat as I can. Peel this back towards this hinge, and I'm gonna use my scissors to just cut off the excess of my backing paper. Where you cut it isn't as important as just making sure that it's laying flat the whole time. Then I'm gonna take my applicator card, starting from the middle, I'm gonna press down, and I'm just gonna smooth this out all the way down, making sure that I don't get any bubbles or wrinkles in the middle. I'm gonna make sure to work from the middle out, just pressing out any areas that might be still slightly up. All right, this is looking really good so far. So I've got one half stuck down. I'm gonna go ahead and carefully remove the rest of my painter's tape. It's important that you don't use a super sticky tape on this, like a duct tape. What that's gonna do is it's gonna cause the vinyl to stretch and it's gonna not fit down very flat. So I got my duct tape up, or my painter's tape up. I'm gonna peel this up, and I'm just gonna go ahead and remove the remainder of my backing paper. Throw that away. I'm gonna take my applicator card. So picking up right where we were down here, we're just gonna smooth straight down, all the rest of the way out. And we're just gonna push up from the middle out. We're pushing from the middle out, we're making sure we're not creating any bubbles in the inside there. There we go. And then I'll just kind of check with my fingers, see if there's any other edges that I may have missed. Yeah, looks pretty good. Okay, so I got my first two front pieces on, and now we kind of understand the way that our hinge method works with our vinyl. So we're going to move to the back piece. I'll work on a little bit larger area with kind of the same idea. So first thing I'm gonna do, take my graphic, make sure there's not a bunch of debris underneath, because that will end up underneath the vinyl. So I'm just gonna start securing this down. It's a little bit trickier because there is that lip on the inside of this roller. But I like to separate out kind of quite a few 2 to 3 inch pieces of tape just so that I have them ready to go. So I'm just going to start from the back. I'm just gonna do my best to secure this down in here, making sure that I'm just laying it, not pulling on it. And about every 8 to 12 inches or so, I'm gonna put another piece of tape in here. Just working my way down from the back up to the front, just making sure there's not any huge wrinkles. Laying nice and flat. All the way up to the front. The other thing, make sure that you have a seat up at the front before you go ahead and begin sticking this down. And keep it out of the way. Alright, so we've got everything taped down in. Everything looks really nice and smooth. So now we're ready to put the vinyl actually down onto the roller. So just as the same way we did with front graphics, I'm going to go ahead and peel up this back end here to free up a little bit of the vinyl. And carefully take this tape off so that I'm not repositioning it in any way. I'm going to peel it up to the free area here. Just kind of working around the bolts. So we just want to get this started nice and straight. So peeling up this vinyl from the backing all the way down to our hinge tape here. I'm just going to cut off some excess backing paper, just like we did on the front graphic. Just a little bit more bigger space. I'm going to go from here, smoothing down, smoothing back as we go. So once I get that down real nice, edges. Looks nice. So we're almost done with this install. Last thing we got to do is take the remaining tape off. Carefully here again, making sure we're not stretching it or repositioning it in a weird way. So we're going to just take this end, and we're going to roll it up towards this front end like this, until I get to the area of vinyl that's already stuck down to our roller. So once we're there, we can begin smoothing in the other direction. As long as we have everything taped up nice and smooth, it'll stay straight all the way down to the end. So I'm just going to peel up a little bit of this. And I'm just going to peel the backing smooth, peel the backing smooth until we get all the way down to this other end. So if you have a little piece that gets stuck down, you got a little wrinkle here, this stuff is repositionable, so you can peel this back up within reason. You can peel it back up multiple times and reposition it if you need to. All right, so we're just gonna keep peeling all the way down. All right, so we've got our graphic nice and smooth down here, but now there's a problem. We've hit the seat. So what are we gonna do about getting around the seat? All right, here's what we're gonna do. So I've got it stuck down here. So I'm just gonna very carefully kind of fold this vinyl down without making a crease. And I'm just gonna roll this seat over until it gets onto the other side of our graphic. And then I'll continue down. Peel the rest of our backing paper out, and then we should be able to just smooth it right out. The last remaining bit. All these edges, checking for bubbles. Everything looks really good from here. All right, we're gonna repeat that on the other side, and installation is complete.